morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Welcome to my cafe. Can you see a difference from yesterday?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
No, I'm not going to ask you. What happened?
Time lapse, guys. How? 9 months. I don't know how you guys do this. I have got zero patience for this, hey? I don't know how you guys did it, eh? The way I say how you guys do this, like it's an everyday job.
It is.
It is, ne? Oh yeah, because I think the most scary thing about pregnancy is the fact that after the 9 months of being pregnant, you almost have to jump straight into being a mother. Anyway, my pregnancy is over. So today's topic, I think everybody knows at home, is teenage pregnancy or having a baby early. My pregnancy is not a mockery of pregnant women. It's just an indication or an experience for me for like 2 minutes. But in any case, we're going to have the baby on show today. So my baby is very cute. I'm actually not going to take off the hoodie because or the beanie because I think he's pretty dope. It's a son. Okay, stuff. Okay, welcome, by the way, to the show. Ladies, a smile, nyana, guys. How? And must we buy the smile? What's going on? We've got biscuits in the house. While I give you the biscuits, could you guys please introduce yourselves? So your name, where you from, what are you about? Tell us who you are.
Cool. I'm Ayandiswa. I'm 24, and I'm a account exec at advertising agency.
Oh, nice. You work in an advertising agency. Oh, awesome.
Okay, I am Lerato Nkosi. I am a mother to a very beautiful daughter. Her name is Khawapili. I am a full-time mother, meaning I am hands-on, and I am a full-time qualified account executive.
Oh, full-time. Wait, full-time qualified account exec and a mother. So you're balancing being a mother and also working. Okay.
I'm a graduate.
Oh, and a graduate. So she graduated too. Okay, beautiful.
Hi, I'm Sisanda Mzola. I'm a mother of an audacious boy called Gwanda Mzola. I'm working part-time and studying as well.
Sorry, can we quickly go through that word you used, audacious? For me, I don't have Google right now, so I don't know what that means. So can you just run us past what audacious means?
Audacious is just he's very vibey. He's a happy.
So he's a happy little boy. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's amazing. Okay, we're gonna start with the two ladies. It's Aya. Can I call you Aya?
Yeah,
I think that's gonna make it a bit better
it's
for
fine.
me.
Whatever's
perfect.
easier for your tongue.
Yeah, the Sotho tongue of mine. Let's start off here. Let's quickly run through the first day you found out. Oh no, let's not even get there first. Let's start off. Did you ever see yourself having a child at such an early age?
Honestly speaking, I never imagined myself I'd be a young mother, but my parents gave birth to me when they were both 16. Yes. So my parents were 16 when they had me, and my father died when I was only 7 years old. Mm-hmm. But they were both hands-on, and yeah, I never thought one day I'd become a young mother. I mean, I had better plans for myself, but things happen, and I take full responsibility.
Okay, you say I had better plans for myself. When you say I had better plans, are you talking about you had a different...
Yes, like I had a different approach as to how how I'd anticipated my life would turn out, Okay. Finishing, I matriculated, I went to varsity, that's when I discovered I was pregnant. Only 2 months into varsity,
I like how you said I discovered I was pregnant, because no, she wasn't doing anything that could have led her to pregnancy. So it's quite cute.
You get what I'm saying.
No, I don't get what you're saying. I think the viewers at home don't even get what you're saying.
Well, I found out I was pregnant.
So wait, are you saying you were not doing anything that was going to lead you?
Of course I was, but you don't expect these things, hey.
No, guys,
you wouldn't even trust the morning after. I mean, I took one.
Hold up. Okay, how old were you?
I was 19.
So you were 19, you and a boyfriend are 19 years old.
No.
He's older. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't matter. You are 19 years old. You're engaged in sexual relations.
It happens.
Without a condom.
I'm not gonna hide it. It happens. Younger kids are having sex, and that's where we should be making a difference.
But you are in a secure relationship.
Yes.
So it's not like it's somebody that was one night stand and it just happened.
When we found out we were pregnant, we were in a 4-year relationship.
Ah, okay. So 4 years. Geez, that's how many years ago?
It's like 7 years ago
Oh my
now.
gosh. Okay. That's a long time. Okay, it makes sense. Sisanda, what are your plans?
My plans were to finish varsity and work studying marketing at Boston Media House. I found I was pregnant the end of my first year at Boston Media House.
Okay.
Well, I didn't find out exactly then, but after finishing my first year, I found out 5 months within my pregnancy that I was pregnant. So, yeah.
So wait, hold up. You found out 5 months within your pregnancy?
Yes, because first 3 months my periods were normal, and then the last 2 months they were abnormal. So that's how I discovered.
Yo, guys. So we can't even use periods as an indication, but hold up, you might just be pregnant. So you had normal periods for 3 months? That is amazing. That's quite something. I do hear that it happens, but I didn't know it happens to real human beings. What do you mean? Because you hear stories about these things happening, like people have their normal periods. Yeah, but oh my gosh. So technically what you guys are saying to me is that if ever I engage in these kind of sexual relations, I must go check. Yes. Okay, you heard it at home.
You can never trust
you heard it
the
right
morning
here.
after. You can never trust
your periods. You can never
These
trust.
things happen.
You heard it here for the first time. From a real person who's experienced it on Assertiveness, that you can't trust your periods, you can't trust the morning after. You actually have to go and pee on a stick.
Yeah.
Did you guys pee on sticks?
Yes.
Yes.
Aya, how do you feel about this? Have you been secure?
Gosh, I am in no place to judge anybody. Yes. The decisions they make. Yeah. Like I grew up in a family where my parents were very strict, and you can't get pregnant before time, and childhood wedlock, and it's a curse and whatever. But when you grow up with that mindset and you start having friends who become young mothers, it changes your perspective on life, because like they said, these things happen. And yes, you have control over it, but the condom bursts sometimes. You know, the morning after doesn't work. No,
Do they burst?
They do. I mean, there's situations where condoms burst. Yeah, so you find 13-year-olds at the clinic who want to be now on contraceptives because, you know, the first time the condom burst, and yeah. But it happens. It really does.
But here's my, this whole condom burst thing is another topic for another day. So we'll not talk about it. You mentioned something that I also grew up in. I grew up in a very strict family. My father and my dad, my mom and my dad are like on a different plane, you know, when it comes to these kind of things. But I don't think it stops people from falling pregnant. It doesn't matter how strict your parents are, you know.
It doesn't. And the reason why I say this is, and I'm not making a mockery of anyone, but especially I find a trend in the churches. It's happening. And I don't care what church you go to, you find that the pastors are living right and the church is living right, but you find young girls who are pregnant in the church. And you find that those, in most cases, it's those girls who, you know, whose parents put them on a pedestal. Hi, Mtanami, my child is great, my child is excellent. And you know what I'm saying? So it happens. It really happens. And I think we need to get, you know what, things happen and we need to move from a place of judgment to a place of learning to accept them. Okay. You know, because at the end of the day, that child is a blessing. You don't know what God has, you know, what
plans.
Exactly.
And somebody could have endometriosis. They could have a condition that stops them from falling pregnant, you know. So it might have been part of God's plan for that person to have a child at an early age. But now, what is an acceptable age? Because, guys, 13-year-old.
For me, but you see, for me is, if you are old enough to have sex, then you need to be old enough and mature enough to handle the consequences and responsibilities that comes with having sex. Whether it's soul ties, whether it's pregnancies, whether it's STDs, you need to learn to be responsible. Am I correct? Yes. Because you can't now fall pregnant or something happens in sexual activity and I want to take a step back and cry, but you knew what you're getting yourself into.
But you're a sovereign being. Everybody's a sovereign being. Everyone can think for themselves. I fully believe that. But I think at 13, can you really think for yourself?
No, I don't think that's right though. Why are you having
sex? Are you exposed? But you find that children are exposed, you know. Sometimes are raped.
Yes. So we need to also consider that. And I believe that the moment you engage in sexual activities, that's the same moment you should actually picture yourself being a mother. Okay. You know? So immediately once you engage, chances are you're gonna fall pregnant if you're not gonna get AIDS. So it's either you're gonna fall pregnant, you're gonna get AIDS, or STIs. So you should be able to take responsibility. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't even be thinking about finances. It's an emotional thing. You know, you should be emotionally ready physically and spiritually before you can even think about finances. Because in my language, as much as they need money, but now you need
Emotional stability.
Yes, you know, they get sick.
Yo.
They throw tantrums.
True.
You know, they are special beings, and you need to be able. Now you need to be ready. You know, so yeah.
So wait, okay.
Yes, no, I just think we need to get teach our kids about contraception, guys.
Okay.
I think if you're gonna engage in sexual activity, you need to be like, okay, I'm gonna take the pills of the day or the injection or that kind of thing.
But
We
it's
just
not happening,
yes,
though.
but we need to educate them though. You need to say if you're gonna as parents, I think parents are not having that conversation with their kids. As a parent, you need to sit down and say to your daughter, this, you might not be doing this, but if you are, here are the ways forward. You know what I
You
mean?
must understand, especially what I find in the black culture. We are not, or let's say our parents, or black people in general, we are not comfortable to talk about. We can talk about everything else. We can talk about nyaupe, we can talk about weed, we can talk about alcohol. Why can't we talk about sex? Why can't we talk about the contraceptives and stuff? But also, it becomes like a society thing, because if you go to like your local clinics, especially in the townships, and let's say I was 13 and I want to start using contraceptives to protect myself, and get condoms to protect myself, you know what they're going to say to me at the clinic? Oh, sis, la montana lab, montana ba ma rides. That's what it is. Exactly. And as a child, what do you feel condemned? And you're like, you know what? To avoid judgments from the elders in the community, let me just have unsafe sex. And then,
So where do we start? Like, where is?
Before we just carry on, before we carry on, you guys said something very, very scary to me. Laretta said, if you are engaging in sex, you need to be ready to be a mother. That for me is very scary, guys. Because that means we're saying everybody who is having sex at home must know that they can be a mother at any time.
yes, it's the truth. It's life.
And that's where we find abantu after pregnancy, they get postnatal depression because they were not ready.
But how can you not be ready after 9 months of being pregnant, guys?
It happens. When I was giving birth, there was like 2 wards after me. There was a lady who was suffering from postnatal depression. She's married. She's got a full-time job, but she was not ready.
She was not ready for the
She
child.
was not ready for the child.
But can you say then that the 9 months that you are, okay, let's assume you are she is, the exception of the rule, or the ones who do go through postnatal are the exception of the rule, or they're a bit in denial. Let's be honest, because for 9 months, you're carrying this baby. I don't know what you're hoping for, a miscarriage? Like, what's going on? But can we say that, let's say I fall pregnant at 16, when I was 16. I fall pregnant. Would you say the 9 months that you carried the baby prepared you a little bit to, obviously it can't prepare you for motherhood totally, but a little bit into moving in the direction would see, okay, I'm going to be a mother now.
It should actually. Nakona support also goes a long way.
Yes.
My family was supportive. My boyfriend was supportive. His family was supportive. Okay. So the moment when we found out, we knew. When I told him, I was like, I'm going to be a mother. And I even sat him down. I was like, you either jump on the ship or you ship out.
Nice.
You know,
Sounds like a high five
I
to
was
you.
being honest because
Shipping a ship, high five to you.
I didn't want Indo to happen. Okay, I give birth, he's gone. I wanted to prepare myself with, okay, should he leave? Nyazi, immediately once we start this pregnancy thing, Wahamba, he's gone. I'm on this on my own and my family. You don't have to think about it. Exactly. So it's either he's in or he's out.
Yeah, I didn't have quite the. My family was
Yours
very.
was a bit different.
Yeah, my family is very supportive.
Okay.
But my ex-boyfriend he's MIA. Missing
He's
in
still
action.
missing in action.
Yep.
Wow.
Do you guys feel that your parents were a little bit disappointed?
Yeah, my mom was very disappointed.
Did she cry? Was she dramatic like that?
My sister cried because my sister, my parents passed when we were young, both of my parents.
Okay,
so she took the role of being a mother. So she was kind of heartbroken, but she embraced my son and she loves him like its own. But I think like the whole process of like, oh my God, my baby sister's having a child was a little traumatic.
Especially when she doesn't have a child.
Yes,
of
her
her
own.
Yeah.
Exactly, so it is.
Oh, okay, guys, this is actually very, very interesting for me because I feel like I don't even think right now at the age of 26 I'm going to be ready for a child. It's quite a daunting experience.
I say take your time. It's one of those things where there's no rush. Take your time because it's not easy, guys. It's not waking up at 3 a.m. to play. It's not easy, not to breastfeed, to play. Because the first 3 months, kids don't know the difference between light and day. Like, to them, it's all the same thing. So you wake up at 3 a.m. and you will play. So it's just one of those things where you need to be prepared. You wake up, you need to breastfeed. If you're not going to breastfeed, your milk must be ready. Nappies here. It's a lot of work.
Sure.
Wow.
Guys,
I don't think I want to be pregnant anymore.
Yeah. I'm a bit hungry. You guys have made me hungry with this whole pregnancy thing because you know pregnant people eat a lot. So I think let's fill up our cups. Again, with a little bit of coffee, get a little bit of vuma going on, and then we're going to resume with this conversation because I think this is a very interesting conversation, especially coming from, you know, people who have experienced it. Yeah. Awesome. Let's do that. Guys, we all filled up. The biscuits are tasting nice, né? I baked them myself.
Well done.
Do you guys believe it?
No, I don't.
No, I really did. Really? I'm a baker. No. I'm a baker.
You can't be good at everything.
These compliments. Anyway, guys, just after the break, we were talking about teenage pregnancy and having a child early. And these ladies said something very, very scary, that you actually have your periods while you're pregnant. Her mom had for 9 months. So that's quite scary. So by the way, guys, if you do have engaged in sexual relations and you don't use a condom or the condom bursts, as some people have already mentioned, please, just go test. Just go test, you know. If your boobs start to get, do the boobs get tender?
They do. They get big. I thought God was finally answering my prayers. I've always wanted D's in my life. And I thought that was the day.
And you thought this gift fell from the sky?
I thought finally my prayers, were working. I was like, God, this is so great. It's wonderful.
Well, no. It was a gift. It was just not the gift you were expecting. Yes. Anyway, would like to just touch on something very, very sensitive. Guys, did any of you consider abortion? Did you feel anybody pressurize you to have an abortion? Anybody mention it? Did it cross your mind at any point?
Yeah, I did. But I found out too late, to be honest. I wanted to have one because I was thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is my first year in varsity. So I was just like, And then when I called and I found out, they were like, oh, sorry, it's too late for you.
Yeah, 5 months. It's a bit late.
It's called murder.
Yeah. So, and so I was just like, okay, well, nothing I can do about that. So I'll embrace my current situation. So yes, I was pro-abortion.
And how long did it take for you to start to embrace it? Because if you were pro-abortion, it means that you, I don't know, did you feel that the pregnancy was going to be in your way, of your plans?
Yes, I felt I was personally disappointed, like in myself and in my situation, because I was just like, oh, okay, so I can't take plan A, so I'm gonna have to. This is my plan B.
You had plan B and adapt to plan B.
So it took a while to get comfortable with it, or just like, because you have to dress differently, you have to like, your tummy starting to grow, and you're just like,
Like, ish. Yeah. It's an ish situation. Who do you tell first?
I told my aunt.
And
my aunt.
Why not your mother?
No, listen, I was at home when I told her.
Okay.
So I was visiting my parents. So I sent my aunt an SMS. I was only 3 months then, because I didn't want to be in that situation where I'm supposed to consider abortion or all those things. So I was like, let me do it now. But I was strong. Honestly, I was like that. So I sent them an SMS. I was like, listen, I'm 3 months pregnant and I'm keeping it.
Okay.
And then the next day, my mom found out.
she's 3 months pregnant and she's keeping it.
And she was like, when? I was like, yeah, like 3 months ago.
No, literally.
She was like, you out of all people. I'm like, yeah, things happen. And then you could just see the disappointment on her face.
Yeah.
You know, you could just see the disappointment in her face. She was like, but I trusted you. She didn't even ask who to know by me.
Okay.
Yeah. Because she knew.
4 years.
Exactly. Because she didn't even ask her to know by me. She was like, are you ready?
So wait. Your baby daddy ran away. Oh, he's still missing in action.
He's very missing in action.
So did you ever get a chance to tell him?
No, I did tell him.
Is that why he ran?
I guess. No, I told him. I said to him, oh, we're having a baby. He's like, oh, we'll sort it out. We'll talk about it. And then I gave birth to my son. Yeah, we'll sort it out and we'll talk about it. And then I gave birth to my son and I called him and I'm like, oh, by the way. And he's like, sorry, bye.
Aya, let's pretend you fell pregnant. We found out today.
Can I just get a rope and no. I think anybody who knows my family, especially my mom, they will tell you that Aya's mom is so strict. She's my best friend now, but I think I don't want to put her in that situation because she's look, like in society, I have family members who've, put my aunt on a stroke because both of them fell pregnant. And my mom is not the type of person to deal with stress very easily, so I don't want to put that pressure on her. I mean, it was bad enough when they called her at school when I failed varsity my first year. She couldn't handle it. So if I was told that I'm pregnant, snap. No, I must just go kick a bucket. Just kick a bucket with a note, Mom, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I will not even, I think I'm scared.
I feel like,
I'm scared for and never mind for her, but I'm scared for myself.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to add into what I said.
Yeah.
The moment you find out that you're pregnant, you think about your parents more than you think about yourself.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. Like, we both couldn't tell our parents, I couldn't tell my mom, even though we're close. I couldn't tell my gran. I couldn't tell anyone except for my aunt, And what's fun is that my aunt is a nurse. So she would come every 2 months and then she would give my mom injection. And then the first thing she was like, why lang? Like, you could have gone to Clicks. You could have asked me, we were going to do it in the car, Ogope, but why didn't you tell? I'm like, I was planning to do it, but things happen.
I didn't tell anybody until they started noticing.
I didn't want to be trapped in that situation.
You found out after 5 months. I think.
My tummy wasn't big. Like my tummy was really small, so I could hide it. So I was like, let's see if they notice.
Wait, but I also notice because do you like wearing tight clothing?
Yeah. But my pants, but it was winter it was like summerish winter, so I could wear a hoodie. Nobody would notice. I'd say they only started like looking and like, Susan, you don't get there? And I was just like, oh well, but.
Ladies, the perfect time to fall pregnant is in winter. Apparently you can wear hoodies and you can hide it. Yeah. So
but that doesn't apply with all girls though.
Oh, I guess.
Exactly, not all of us are small.
Yeah, but big girl, if you're big, you obviously probably can hide it because people are
it
expecting
depends
it to be
though.
big.
But you find like the most tiniest girls who carry like humongous tummies. Like, girl, how did you get a child in there? Because she's so tiny.
She's not okay.
No, but for real though.
Quick question. You spoke about how you feel that your mother would not be able to handle it. Is it a matter of you've disappointed her, or is it a society thing that she thinks, people are going to be looking at her thinking?
You know what? Can I tell you, my mom is one of the people I know who do not care what people think. Okay. Because we've been through so much as a family, my mom and dad, my brothers and I, we've been through so much as a family that we're over that. But I think because she, unfortunately, does place a pedestal, and I've told her not to because I'm so afraid of disappointing her. But I think because of the type of person that she is and the advice she gives me, and she's literally held my hand through every journey. I think anybody else, I couldn't care less. But my mom, no.
Okay, I think I understand.
There are a lot of things that I will not do because I'm just like, oh my God, what will my mom think of me? Because she will not look at me in the same way. Like, I feel like she will not respect me as her oldest and only daughter.
Do you guys think that our parents get disappointed because they realize that their kids are having sex without a condom?
Yes, of course. Because why are you having sex in the first place? Sex before marriage is a sin. Well, it is, but
How do you explain that? You guys are having sex without a condom. Like that for me is the scariest part.
No, for the moment you're having sex without a condom, it's worse.
It's evidence.
It's evidence.
Guys, but you don't need to give your parents evidence that you're having sex, though.
No, I'm just saying, but having a baby is that kind of, it's evidence. What do you say? What do you say to your mom? You come home and you're like, they'll be like,
But you lie to your parents if
you were playing outside in winter with no jacket on.
You're gonna get frostbite.
What do you expect?
Okay, it makes a little bit more sense. Your partners, you've got a supportive partner, you're saying. How is he right now? Like in the beginning when he found out, was he a little bit nervous? Was he excited? Is he now more excited now, or has he changed?
At first, he was excited, but he was scared because I had plans.
Okay.
Yes.
So you had plans outside of him?
Outside of him, and he wanted me to complete my studies, all those things. So he was excited because he was working. So he was like, okay, I'm going to be a dad. I can't wait to tell them. but I'm not sure how you feel. So it's like, whatever decision you make, I will support you.
Okay.
But at least give me a chance.
Oh.
So I was like, I wouldn't want to plan my life around him.
But he's emotionally blackmailing you to say, any decision you make, I'll support you, but give me a chance.
But that's weird. How many guys do you know of who are actually willing to
So
stay?
I was like, Nakon, it also depends on you. So I was like, I will not base my whole life around you.
Yeah.
So
It's
either-
emotional blackmail.
Exactly. So
You know why I say it's emotional blackmail? Because for me, if he says to you, give me a chance, it's not like I can give him a chance and then we can take that chance away after the baby's born. Baby's not going anywhere.
True, but I also think it's a beautiful thing because you in many situations, when you have a child out of wedlock, how many fathers stay?
Hi guys, the thing, we're making it normal for guys running away. That shouldn't be the case. Men are supposed to stay. If you fall
But they
pregnant-
don't though.
No, but we have to get to a point where we teach them they have to stay.
But they don't want to stay. Even if you teach them and you throw morals in them and you give them constant talks and
I sent out a tweet yesterday on Twitter and I said, shout out to all the dads that are staying not because of the law. And for me, if you're staying and not because of the law, and also if you're supporting your child and not because of the law, for me it's a big deal. We're a celebrity right now, we're not going to mention any names, who's earning 300,000 rand, but paying 2,500 for child support. And for me, granted, I don't think that child support should become a salary for the mother. But
it is. It's a salary for the mother. In the same way you get the girls, especially in the hood, Malik grant. What do they go do with it? Razor cuts, stiletto nails. The child is hungry, for goodness sake. I'm just like, girl, what's wrong with you? No, but that's what they do.
that's true. You know what's also sad? Being married and then your husband, melumfago maintenance, because they don't want to take responsibility.
But it's scary because
But you are married, you automatically think, no, Baba Bandwana. But imagine when you have to force him to go through a maintenance court. But in Shalanoitu, you live with the kids.
I mean, exact first day, Lashem. Me, if I fall pregnant, you are paying maintenance. We're not even going to play around.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't go to the whole house thing. In black culture, you're supposed to hambisisu and all that.
Yeah.
After he went MIA, I was just like, my family was like, good riddance to bed rubbish. You concentrate on you and your son. Whatever you need, we've got you. And that's what my family's been my backbone.
I mean, I'm not maintenance. And then I'm gonna go.
But how do you
I'm gonna
force someone to do that?
I will force you. I will go party with your money because ultimately I don't need you.
Yes.
Because I think, and that's what we need to empower women, is that they must get to a point where they feel that they don't need that. Unfortunately, there are situations where they do need. But if you don't need him, he must feel it. He must understand.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I might just.
But don't you think, okay, fine, and if he doesn't want to stay, don't you think for him it becomes a thing of, it becomes a tedious process now, now we're in courts and your lawyer and my lawyer and families and it's emotionally draining. If you want to leave, it's fine, go be happy somewhere else. Don't baffle Felicia. No one's got time for you.
You must remember your kid's gonna ask you one day, Mom, so
But I
where
can't force
Pops
you to stay. I cannot force you to stay.
No, but I'm just saying, you're not forcing him to stay, you're just forcing him to take care of what's rightfully
But
his,
Nakona,
if
he
in a
won't be
sense.
doing it the way you want him to do it.
But you find married men, you find men who had children in marriage, right? 15 years down the line, he goes and impregnates someone else and now refuses to take care of, the wife and the ex-wife and the kids now wants to take care of. How do we fix that?
Mamelancho, if I fall pregnant, that man is going to pay. Even if, maybe me saying I'm going to spend and turn up with his money is a bit pushing it. But I think savings account, guys. Makafakele mali in a savings account. I mean, there's another story I read of another celebrity. These celebrities are very dubious. I don't know if I can't remember the South African celebrity or an American celebrity who, now the child is 18 years old and it's, we can speak about this one. It's Nas's wife. So he's been paying child support for his child, but now the child is 18. And now the mother is homeless. Because clearly she was living off the child support. So now the child's 18, he no longer has to pay child support, and she's homeless. And every society is sitting there and asking, what does he carry on paying? See, I think that's where you must draw the line, is that when you give the mother money, maybe if the mother doesn't really need it, it should go into a savings account for the child.
I think we should just include contracts in this because really, how are we going to regulate this? Because here you are earning 300,000 rand, but you only give your son 2.5. Really?
Seriously? Tough, guys. Tough.
But for real, I think it's at contracts where you say, listen, look at how much you earn. This is where the law
it should be a percentage of what you earn.
Yes, and this strictly, and also this is also law abiding for the mother to say this is strictly for the child, not for you to get Brazilian weaves and get 300 rand nails and for putting your 3.5 Mercedes Benz or BMW whatever. This is for you and the child.
Yeah.
Okay, but besides the money, you spoke about it earlier on. You talked about how it's not just about imali. Imali ikhulisa umntwana. I think you need the support from the father, and
To be able to.
and sometimes it's not even just support from the father. Sometimes it's cultural, you know. Umntwana uyagula, abazi ukuthi ugula yini, and then because we black, we black like that. So every time a child gets sick, first of all, it has to be some thing with the family. It can't be a medical issue, So now umntwana uyagula or isiphonga sihlangani. But it's in his blood. But now you can't go find his blood.
Where do you go to? Exactly.
So I mean, we need to get these men to take a bit of responsibility. For me, pregnancy, and I like how you always say when you're speaking about it, you say we are pregnant. It's not I was pregnant, it's we are pregnant. So you guys went into this thing together. It wasn't you. But
whether it's going to be absent afterwards or oksalayo, we
are pregnant. It's not an I situation. There's no I in team, whatever it's called. Sure, guys, it's tough. I actually feel very sorry for you, Sisanda, and I don't feel sorry for you because you've turned your pregnancy into a good story. And for me, that's amazing. I think even the viewers at home, they're sitting and they're looking up to you and they're saying, look, she's there, she's smiling. Sometimes you smile through tears, but you get it done. So that for me is very, very commendable. Let's talk about the expenses of a child.
Oh, snap.
That's a snap.
I'm not trying to fall pregnant. I still want to maintain this weave. I still want to.
Guys, can I just say, medical aid for just you and your child cost me 2.4 a month. Note, I am not working, so my sister had to pay that for me. So that's just a thing where you think just medical aid, guys. And I'm not talking fancy clothes. I'm not talking strollers. I'm not talking clothes. I'm talking about simple essentials like kids' bottles, shoes, clothes.
And you can't afford not to have medical aid because kids get sick at random times.
Exactly. You can do all for the medical aid, education, guys.
That's true.
Education.
So that's how much
I want the best. It's like 1.5 a month or 2,000.
That's what confuses me about this 2.5 that this gentleman is paying. Because he crashed is almost like 2.5.
2,000 exactly.
Wait, Lumtanu Fundabi first and foremost.
Highest marks, but I mean, obviously, yeah.
And you want to make 2.5?
No, granted, the child might be going to a village creche, but still, for me, because he's a celebrity and because he probably has other kids with whoever he lives with right now, and those kids are getting Montessori, and then my kid must get Kulisa and crash.
It's not fair at all.
That's also their father, My kid is gonna grow up looking at his father on TV and saying, "How ma?"
True. What are you teaching your child as an absent father? What psychological damage are you doing to your child being an absent father or mother? Because you realize the child's gonna grow up thinking, so I'm gonna follow. But it happens. I'm gonna follow the footsteps. And now we're in a situation as a black nation around the world where we looked as we're a chaotic nation as blacks. Because why? Our fathers are not being present. And they are taking the roles they're not supposed to take.
Especially to their sons.
And look, now we're in situations where our sons grow up thinking it's okay to be abusive towards, women. They grow up, exactly, they grow up thinking that it's okay to be, to not take responsibility for your actions. This is why our young boys, as early as 10 up until 30, are players, are bad boys, because they haven't been taught the responsibilities of being a man from an early age from their fathers.
It's okay. I think we need to just quickly move to something. I feel like we're being negative. Surely there are joys in being pregnant, I feel like we're moving towards this negative. We're bashing mania. By the way, we don't bash men on the show. No. On the show, we love men. Yes. Okay, that sounds wrong. We embrace men.
We respect and embrace them.
We respect and embrace men on assertiveness because we like men that are assertive. Yes. Hands on men. No, all men. Even the bad ones, they need love. They need some love. So I think what we're going to do again, we're going to quickly just fill up our cups. I think we've had a lot of caffeine today, so maybe we're going to try some water. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about the joys of motherhood. We're going to talk about the little first steps, whatever it's called, and baby kicking, first tooth coming out. I don't know if teething is a joy, but we're gonna discuss those things. Ladies, are you still great? Of course. You guys are looking fantastic.
Thank you. So do you.
So smile to the people at home. Yeah. Oh no, there's Hey, you know, when you're sitting in a cafe and you're trying to have conversations, it's not the easiest thing, but you know, we do it. Okay. But you guys, nani ni a trap. Why need trap my daughter?
What do you mean?
No, women trap women. You guys trap men. First of all, you trap them with pregnancies. That's one. Ish, I mustn't say you guys. I must say we. We trap them with pregnancies. Not only do we trap, sibagqokisa amajazi, guys.
Bushies.
Like bushies. And the funny thing is, you can see with how are you even going to try and explain to this guy that this is his child when you know it's not his child?
They have a way of doing it, hey? Like.
But one answer, guys. Why say?
People buy DNA, if you know what I mean. Your guy will take you to, I've heard it from a soccer star, I won't mention any names, but where they went to have like a DNA test and he bought the DNA test to say it's not his. Yeah, it gets real ouchy.
That's very real. And that's just running away from responsibility. Meanwhile, you do know that this is your kid. Your kid, that's why men like that buy a deserve my jazz.
And vice versa. Girls will do it because the guy's got money or whatever, and they'll buy the DNA test. Even if it's not his, it will say it's his. So it happens both ways.
You know what the worst thing would be is if the guy accepts the child and then not accepting, but because I accepted umntana, and then one day he just comes back and says to you,
I'm mixagibo.
Or I'm shy umntana, and abuse the kid. Anyway, I think we focused a lot on the negative things about pregnancy. I think having a child early or teenage pregnancy can't always be a bad thing. In actual fact, it shouldn't be a bad thing. And for me, I'm very excited today because I'm sitting with two young ladies who've actually turned it into a good story. As our ruling party says, we've got a good story to tell here. Ladies, you guys have managed to secure jobs. You've managed to graduate. You guys have actually done this thing, man. You're doing it, man. Look at your lives. Hey, was it woman power?
Woman power.
Yeah, while you're doing that woman power, you better thank the people who supported you, while you're pushing woman power.
It's supposed to be you. Kahle who's bigger when, Our parents die.
Yeah.
They die.
Yeah.
Either way. Uselwe one. But umntana nakhona is not supposed to feel good to my mom's not working. Or chances are I will never get to go to a multiracial school. You understand? Umntana is not supposed to feel that. I mean, sometimes we can't really. Sometimes situation is like that, where Mtan is not going to experience to go to a multiracial school. Christmas, guys. That's true. It happens in some. But if we are corner, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you must do the best for your child.
Exactly. I mean, I go all out because that's what I want from Danami. My dad died when I was 7, but I went to good schools. I went to great varsity. I mean, his trust funding patalele right up to my last university.
And
outside of his presence, I mean, he died. But Nami, that's what I also want for Rumdanam,
Same with
at times, our abazali are so selfish to say, you know what, no, I save it, but I won't by save a life.
Yes. Yeah, I can speak on that, where my mom also passed when I was young. My mom passed when I was 11, but it took me through high school, through my years in varsity, and took care of my son because I had a small amount left to give my son the best I could. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Aya, I think you and I know how finding a boyfriend is hard.
Oh snap! Yes, I've been single for 4 years. Damn it.
Aya, you must look into the camera and say I've been single for 4 years. Don't just say I've been single for 4 years.
No, I'm not gonna say it again. No.
Okay, anyway, now for me, Sisanda, we don't have kids. And dating is difficult. Just finding a boyfriend who's an upstanding man who's going to stick around is difficult already.
Yeah.
How is the experience with you? When they find out, when do you tell them? Do you tell them?
No, I do tell you. I tell you first date, if you will. I will tell you, I have a son. So you know where my time is. Yes, it's very audacious. The cutest thing ever. So I do let you know, Guti, I have a son, and I'm not looking for a stepdaddy. I'm not looking for a baby daddy. You know what I mean? I got this. Yes, I'm doing this for me. But it is difficult because some guys are thinking, yo, this girl, and now I have to split time between her and her son. When I call her, it's my baby. It's like, man. So it does become difficult because you have to juggle your time between being a mom and being a girlfriend. So, and it's it's another thing where when do you introduce your son or your kid to your boyfriend? I don't want to introduce him to Tabo, Tep, or
Jabu, Jabulo, Malumi Jabu, Malumi Jabu.
So I think you need to be in a steady relationship first and foremost and understand who you're with. Then you can don't date a guy for 2 months and be like, I found the one already. No, you know what I mean? Yes. So it is difficult. It is difficult finding a man first and foremost because I've been single for a minute.
Gentlemen at home, single for a minute, single for 4 years. Really? Just saying.
Also, Nani, the moment you introduce, the moment maybe you meet that one guy who's gonna love you, you better make sure if you don't love him, then forget this won't last. Because at times we find out mama bathengiswa ngabantwana babo. Umuntu uhlangiswa yi-boyfriend, you know? Uyakhohlwa ukuthi I've centered my entire life around Lumdana. This child is dependent on me. There you are, you go out there, kids feel lonely, kids feel rejected. As much as the moment you find out you are pregnant, communicate to them. You know, Butlali, I want you to do this. Your granny loves you, agamazi, but the moment apuma, that child will know what my mommy loved me from the womb. But if you had that kind of relationship, you meet someone who's not even a father, you know, and then in front of umdwana, you know, they do all sorts of things around umdana. Umdana end up child is feeling lonely, like, you know, so it's either Ustandra soy too. No, I'm not saying I'm supporting. Yes. Do that. You know, let's go swimming, let's go to McDonald's, let's go have ice cream. It's McDonald's ice cream like $2.50.
But you guys, that sounds like you are looking for a stepdaddy. But anyway, guys, I think for me, the one thing I don't understand, and I think I and myself and the people at home who don't have children don't understand, is the constant posting of your kids on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook.
No, we get it, but also, can you not bombard my timeline with
So I think there are joys to being pregnant, and I think it's very cute. I mean, when I went to a friend's baby shower, the song I wanted to play was Ute Tu Achivile. So I think it's pretty dope that, you know, you guys love your kids. So just give us a snippet. We know you're gonna kind of round up. I wish I could stay with you guys and speak the whole day, but unfortunately we are a bit short of time. So give us the joys. What are your highlights of your pregnancy and being a mother right now?
Okay, when I found out, I always wanted a girl. Okay. So while I was still pregnant, yes, my little diva. So imagine her, so I go get a little tula skirt, you know, ankle boot, you know, crop top nyana, you know, while she was still inside, you know.
So at what age is she wearing the tula skirt and ankle boots and crop top?
At like 2-3 months. Wow. You know, going to photo shoots, going out, you know, having dinner. I mean, we do have our dates. Yeah. Just me and her, yes. Me and my little diva. She's such a diva though. So we do go on dates, you know. I mean, if you can, then why not?
You should have brought us pictures of your little diva, so we could see what she looks like. I think the people at home are also quite excited to see what.
She looks exactly like me.
Okay, guys, you've heard it from the first time here. Yeah. She looks exactly like her. We don't know this, but okay. Asanda, precious moments.
I wanted a boy, and I was happy I got a boy, and I was, my little cute little munchkin. He's so cute, but he's very naughty. But I love him regardless. They do tend to be a little naughty, but you love them regardless. His first word was mama. He likes to touch my face and say, I love you. I love you. So those for me, yes, for me that's just like those precious moments, and he kisses you on the nose, and even farts in your face. It's great. It is so great. It's amazing, guys.
No, abantwana abekho babi shem, guys. But these are questions. These are pertinent questions that we need to ask.
My son's a flame. Just saying.
Woo! Okay. All right. Her son is a flame.
You mean them?
Hi, Lerato's asking us difficult questions. Guys, we've had such an amazing conversation today. We talked about teenage pregnancy, having children very early. I think for me, the most important thing today that came out of today is that these ladies have managed to turn their story into a very good story. And I hope that they've motivated you or inspired you at home. If you're sitting and you are pregnant, you don't know how to tell your parents, you don't know how to speak to somebody, even if it's not your mother, even if she's not the first call. Speak to somebody, an aunt, a cousin, even a friend might be able to assist you. Just don't speak to that friend or because uzokhuluma ngawe istrata sonke. And ladies, please, 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 if you're going to engage in sex or sexual relations, do go to the clinics, get the condoms, get the contraceptive. Guys, it's been an amazing show, and thank you very much, ladies, for coming through and sharing your story. And as we always say, if you're not assertive, you can't sit with us.
Yes.